So what was it about the script that you just wanted to be a part of this project?
A couple things. One was I'm not like by any stretch a veteran of Hollywood, but I have been doing this for a few years now, and I've never been sent or seen a female buddy comedy. I think the last one I saw was Romeo and Michelle's High School Reunion, and I just loved the idea of having kind of two actresses, kind of squaring off at the center of a big comedy. I loved that idea. I loved the idea of working with Kate Hudson. She's such a doll and such a blast to hang out with. And so I thought, well, she seems like she'd be a good time. That seems like it'd be a lot of fun. And I was also really taken by this idea about my character, a girl who has been so nice, just nice, like nothing but nice in her whole life. And her journey throughout trying to plan her wedding and think about her marriage and what that's going to be like. Now that kind of the stakes are raised, now that she's not just dating someone, but she's actually engaged and going to marry someone, she starts thinking about things differently. And this idea that this person who's always given to everyone else, who's always been the nicest girl in the room, begins to think that maybe she's a little more complicated than she thought that she was. And I thought that journey was going to be so much fun to tell, and I had a blast trying to tell it.
Do you relate more to Liv or Emma?
Neither. I'm really not like any of them. My life does not in any way resemble either of those girls. I could say that in terms of, people that know me would probably say that I'm quicker to give than to take. So in that sense, I'm probably more like Emma, but we're very different people.
Thank goodness that we're all more unique than that, right?
Yeah.
Not that I'm saying.
No, I know what you. I know what you mean. It is a big Hollywood comedy. Yeah. I know what you mean. We're kind of dealing with archetypes.
Exactly. Now, last time we spoke, you told me that Brokeback Mountain was a movie that kind of changed your idea of where you wanted to go with your career, and you got a little more serious about the acting. Mm-hmm. What was it about that film that kind of shook your core?
Looking back on it now, and hindsight's 20/20, I think the thing that I was really craving about that was just to be able to trust completely my script, my director, my co-stars, and I don't think there had been anything wrong with my career up to that point. I think it was probably my own insecurity and latent snobbery and things coming through. But in that particular case, I absolutely threw myself into the role, kind of went method with it, left it all out there, didn't let fear stop me. I think that's more important than everything I just said. I think I really had been acting from a place of fear instead of a place of creativity, and that was the first time that I really let creativity be my currency on set and imagination, and I felt really fulfilled by that, and I realized that that was what I wanted. I couldn't stop and think, is my character likable? I had to stop and think, is my character truthful? And that was a choice that I was going to make from there on out, and it's a choice that I've tried to stick to.
And you succeeded since then. You definitely.
I hope so. But there have been some big old swing and misses, but that's for me to know and for everyone else to wonder about.
No, you're getting a lot of attention for Rachel Getting Married, and I love that project. What's it feel like to start to get all this recognition for your work?
Surreal. It doesn't. To be honest, I don't. When I'm not doing press, generally speaking, nobody talks to me about that in my life. It's about my family. It's about my friends. It's about my dog. It's about how do I lose 5 pounds? It's kind of very, very normal. And should I really give up sugar? And am I, I kind of all the normal stuff that you'd imagine a 26-year-old would worry about. And then when I do press, people talk about it, and I'm kind of like, oh yeah, that's happening. So it's hugely flattering. I can't believe I'm here. I think I'll be able to appreciate it more once it's done. But at the moment, it's very new, very lovely, and very overwhelming.
Now back to this movie. These two little girls built these ideas of these dreams for their weddings as children. And I love that idea of just holding on to those dreams. What were some of your dreams when you were a little girl?
I think my dream has just always been to be on a stage with a spotlight on me. Not necessarily performing, but just to know what that feels like, to kind of have the responsibility of entertaining 2,000 people at one moment. I don't know, that was a big dream of mine, but also I have dreams about kind of wanting to see the world and kind of wanting to just be a warrior in my own life. I think that was always dream, not to be passive in my life, not to let things happen to me, but try to make things happen for myself. I think
This movie, I love how it kind of allows you to make fun of us as girls too,
mm-hmm.
because sometimes we can be a little irrational or crazy or have little fun. What was it like getting to those places with Kate, where you guys were just like, we're gonna argue and fight? And
It was liberating, to be honest, because if anything, I think that's the thing that I had most in common with my character, is that I'm a very rational person, and it takes a lot to push me over the edge. And sometimes when you do, you go too far. So it was kind of just fun to, kind of mirror that that reality on screen. Like, how do we make this truthful? And Kate is a great scene partner. She matches you every step of the way. So it just kind of felt really good to just let go.
no, you guys didn't know each other before this project, right?
No, I mean, we'd met each other, like, kind of socially, the way you meet people out, like, hi, how's it going, love your work, all that, song and dance. But no, we'd never really, like, hung out, and we started to get to know each other when we were working on the script for this one. And yeah, it's impossible not to get along with Kate Hudson. She's just, like, the most fun girl on the planet.
But how did you guys kind of dissect the script in deciding how you're going to take on these characters?
How do we? I'm just trying to. We sat down. We read it through a lot. We talked a lot about the characters' arcs. What they learn, what's compelling about their story, what's the best way to tell it, how they got to the places that they were. We talked a lot about their history, moments that they would have been there for each other, and so we just kind of tried to, I think, create a history for the two characters so that we would know where to jump off with them, how to interact. But to be honest, I mean, Kate's a wonderful actress. She's so easy to have chemistry with. She listens and she gives, and so we didn't overanalyze anything like how are we going to do this. It was more about kind of the background of the characters and kind of making sure the story was plotted well emotionally.
Are there any actors or actresses that you hope to work with in the future?
I still can't believe that I get to actually say that, but no, I just want to work. I'll work with anyone. I'll do anything. I love employment. But like my ultimate dream, of course, I've just worked with Johnny Depp, so that was pretty cool. Emma Thompson, I'd love to work with her. I'd love to work with Kate Winslet. I'd love to work with Ralph Fiennes. I'd love to work with James Franco. I would love to work with Sean Penn. I would love to work with Catherine Deneuve. That would be insane. And I would love to work with a lot of actresses that I've worked with before, again, and I just want to keep working.
Is there a common quality that you think a lot of these actors have?
Something I've found is that the best actors that I've worked with are actors that listen, and whatever that means to them, they apply their imagination on top of that. But the great actors know how to listen, and that's something I'm trying to learn.